If you want to know all the best sources for upgrading and converting your very own Raven Guard army, you're in the right place. So without further ado, hey guys, I'm Chris from the Rogue Painter, and very recently I became a filthy loyalist. Sounds weird to say, but I've always had my eye on the Raven Guard. There's a lot of things about them that just really connects with me. Being a fan of stealthy guerrilla tactics and 90s and 2000s emo music for life, it really just sang out to me. But when I'm making an army that's as thematic as the Raven Guard, or when I'm making any army, to be honest, I like to go above and beyond to make it a little bit more special, a little bit more custom, unique. I think a lot of us as hobbyists can relate to just wanting our armies to feel like our own. So I went down this massive rabbit hole trying to find all the best conversion and kit bashing parts to make your very own special Raven Guard army. So I feel pretty qualified to tell you all the best sources to make your own unique Raven Guard army. I'll admit I did opt for some 3D printed bits. I got a 3D printer secondhand in the marketplace and I had a crack at 3D printing and it turned out okay. But I kind of regret using certain 3D printed bits. It was hard to get them to print well because they're such small pieces. And resin is inherently a lot more brittle than plastic. So I'm a bit worried about the longevity, especially with things like feathers, which, let's be honest, you're gonna wanna include on your miniatures. So for the purpose of this video, I'm not gonna list any 3D printed proxies or STLs. So kicking off for number one, we've got the Primaris Raven Guard upgrade kit. Comes with some decals, which are very handy, although you can get most of them elsewhere, and a few other useful bits and pieces. Now, I only really like a few pieces from this kit, and I haven't actually used any of them myself yet. I'm kind of saving them for the next batch of Marines I do. But there's some very cool bits on here, like the bits with the feathers and the skulls, of course, which you're going to want to decorate most of your troops with because this is like rite of passage for Raven Guard to have a piece of, a raven on them. But the pauldrons I found, personally, I'm not a fan of. I don't like the embossed ones. I'd rather have a smooth shoulder pad, just the stock standard one, and apply decal over it. It's easier to paint, especially for me using sponges to paint. And then I can weather the decal down to make it look more realistic and worn in or battle damaged. So for this reason, I'm only using a very small amount of the upgrade kit, and I'm probably going to try and sell off a few of the other pieces. But it seems like a lot of work, so I'm probably not going to use any more in the future, unless I get really desperate for a couple of those specific pieces. So moving on next, we have recasts. I guess this kind of fits into 3D printing. Most recasts are going to be resin, not plastic. And this might be a bit of a taboo subject because, it's not sure if they're legal or whatever. I haven't actually bought any myself, and I won't list any of the websites on here in case I get banned. But there are some out there who will do things like the upgrade kit or other Raven Guard specific kits through recasts. But we get on to some more legitimate sources next. Then we have the Horus Heresy. So I think it's the Mark 10 tactical heads have like the beaky helmets, and they may be a little bit, like a tiny bit smaller in scale than a Primaris one. You probably only really notice it majorly if you compare it to one out of the Primaris upgrade kit, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, yeah, Primaris upgrade kit comes with some great beaky helmets. I think there's 4 per box, 2 per sprue. But yeah, I did 3D print a bunch of heads which are based off of the Horus Heresy ones. And they were just a tiny bit small, and I found you could tell when you put them there, and so I decided not to use them. You could have obviously upscale the STLs a little bit, and it'll probably work, but like I said, this list is excluding 3D printed bits. Then continuing on with the Horus Heresy, there's these really great Vanguard veteran proxies. Like if you want Vanguard vets with twin lightning claws, these things are essentially that in full Raven Guard flavor. They've got like metal wings and like a single jump pack thruster in the middle. Beaky helmets, of course, twin lightning claws. Can't get much more Raven Guard than that. The name escapes me right now, but we'll have it up on the screen so you can see. They are definitely a little bit on the pricey side, so, it's up to you how badly you really want them. Vanguard veterans, according to the rumors, are going to be resculpted and upgraded to Primaris scale in 11th edition, which is probably only like 6 months away. We'll see. So, I'd probably sit tight and wait. There's rumors that they may be in the launch box, which I would be very keen to pick up. So, fingers crossed for that, because Vanguard vets are pretty good in the meta right now. And then we got the Citadel Skulls kit. This one is pretty well known. You can get this one, links down in the video description. It's just very versatile. Like, you can never have too many skulls. Having been a Chaos player initially myself, a raging heretic. I definitely made use of a lot of skulls, and I'll still use a few in my Space Marine army too. But what's interesting that I never picked up on until recently was that there are actually a number of bird skulls in this as well, which can be quite useful. If you're not familiar with the Raven Guard's lore, they essentially adorn themselves with like a little trophy of a raven that they slay in their like in their like hazing or their, you know, their final test when they graduate their training. I'm not super clued up on the lore, so that was pretty vague, but you get the picture. And then the next is the Battlefield Trophies box, a relatively new release, which I also picked up and find pretty damn useful for a lot of the same things as the Citadel Skulls kit. It also does come with some bird skulls, but definitely less in this box. So if you're going to buy it for other uses as well, it might not be too bad a value, but if you just specifically want the bird skulls out of it, probably a little bit on the pricey side. Then we have Wargame Atlantic's Dead Animal Bits in partnership with Pete the Wargamer, who is like the undisputed GOAT of Warhammer 40k conversion, let's be honest. Dead Animal Bits has a lot of really cool stuff in it. Again, it's very much in the same sort of vein as Citadel Skulls and Battlefield Trophies, but with a lot more variety, and they're not just barren skeletons and bones. There's a lot of cool stuff in there that I think I will get a bit of use out of in my Chaos Space Marines army and potentially other future armies. But the things of interest here are you get quite a number of feathers. They're single and double feathers, similar to some of the things that I 3D printed in the past. Only, again, these are made of plastic. They're not going to be flimsy resin that if you have sticking out the side of a pauldron, if you accidentally drop it on the feather, there's a good chance it won't just snap instantly. So yeah, you have a bunch of feathers which seem to be very hard to find. And then there's a handful of bird skulls as well, including some crow or raven ones as well, which suit really nicely. If you're unsure how to adorn your miniatures with these skulls, you could make a little thing out of green stuff, like a little, like a ring or a rivet, and like attach to the top of the skull and like make that like the contact point into the armor plate. I quite often have them hang off a belt or off a pauldron. And another thing that I've been meaning to try is getting the really small sewing pins and drilling a small hole through the top of the skull and then putting that sewing pin through the skull and also partway into the model, maybe on a backpack or pauldron, anything really. And then it looks like you've got a little nail just like hammered through the skull, which is pretty barbaric and grimdark if you ask me, which makes it all the more attractive to me. And I want to give credit to Eons of Battle, who is where I first saw that technique being used. And then we got the actual Vanguard veterans. So even though these guys are firstborn, really old, like stumpy sort of sculpts, and like I said, they will be getting a re-sculpt in the relative near future, allegedly. These guys are still pretty popular because of their impact in the meta, but I think they're also quite thematic for the Raven Guard. They come with full sets of lightning claws if you wish to equip them with lightning claws, because you know their war gear selections don't really account for that, but it looks cool. And claws in the Raven Guard, very thematic. It just works really well. I also just think they're damn cool in general. But these sculpts have a number of good little details that make them stand out from regular Marines that you may use to adorn your assault intercessors or jump pack intercessors to make them look a bit more like Primaris Vanguard veterans. In particular, there's one bit that's like the metal harness belt thing over the chest, like the cross shape. I'm pretty sure you have to cut off the chest piece. I've seen people use that and put it over a normal jump pack intercessor's torso, and it looks really good. So an easy way to make some upscale Primaris Vanguard vets. The arms as well, even though they are naturally a little bit shorter, Primaris and Firstborn arms don't have a huge difference. It's more in the legs and the torso. So you can definitely get away with using Vanguard vet arms with lightning claws on JPIs or normal intercessors and stuff like that. And I've seen that done quite a lot successfully. And then we got the Assault Termies. So I didn't get the Crux Terminatus box, whatever that Battle Force was recently, which is really hard to turn down, by the way. Came with tons of Termies. I think it was 10 Termies in a box or 15, I don't know, but there was quite a lot. And you can equip them all with Lightning Claws or Thunder Hammer and Shield. And the meta choice is generally to go for the Thunder Hammers and Shields. You get Dev Wounds, they're now hitting on 3s. There's a lot to love. They're pretty solid. But the Lightning Claws are actually really good into slightly less tough units. It's only against really tough things that the Thunderhammers really shine. So I think the Lightning Claws definitely have a place, but other than that, they're just really cool. So if you want some tough, bulky boys in your Raven Guard list, you don't want to take Aggressors and Centurions, you want to take some Termies, this is a really good way to do it. Big brick of Lightning Claw Terminators. Give them a leader so you can give them the blade-driven deep enhancement, so you can infiltrate them turn 1 up the board in a ruin or something, and then pop out, do an easy early game charge, and I think they can be really dangerous. It's definitely not meta, not yet anyway, but you know, Terminators generally aren't that meta. They're a big points cost, especially with an enhancement and a leader, but I just think it's really cool, and you know, we need to make more decisions in this game based on what looks cool, what feels cool, and you know, you enjoy the rules of. And last on my list, we've got the Black Templar Sword Brethren kit. Like, in my opinion, you're probably only going to be really interested in that one dude out of the kits that has like the lightning claws. It does have some other adornments and stuff on there, like some crisscross chain on the wrist. I don't think there's a whole lot of Black Templar iconography, but you could easily remove that. I have seen these used on kit bashes for like a jump pack captain with, instead of a power fist, he's got that like a lightning claw, but probably played as a power fist, and it does look pretty cool, but if you're going to buy this kit for that alone, it's probably not really that worth it financially, but that's totally up to you. You may also obviously be able to source these things on bit stores, like on eBay, Bits and Kits, Bitsbox, and all that sort of stuff. And just a couple bonus ones. The Raven Guard now obviously have a couple really cool, great quality, unique sculpts. You have the likes of Ethon Shan and Kavon Shrike. That is actually it, to be honest, but depending how much you wanted to butcher and convert those miniatures, you could potentially take some details off of them to lend to some of your other unique characters. Things like the claws or the talons on the back of Kavon Shrike's boots. I'm sure you could find some claws off of other kits as well that you can use to add to your regular Space Marines to make them that little bit more Raveny. So yeah, not factoring in 3D printing and expensive 3D printed proxies off of Etsy and wherever else, there are 10 great quality and mostly plastic kits used to utilize or rummage through and pillage to convert your own very cool and very unique Raven Guard Space Marine army. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, make sure you let me know down below in the comments. And while you're at it, let me know if you have any other ideas for Raven Guard conversions, even if they are 3D printed bits or proxies. I'll be really keen to hear them and discuss them in the comments below. Closing notes, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this around if you've enjoyed it. It really helps to support the channel and keep it growing. And yeah, if you want to support the channel further, I currently don't have any Patreon memberships or anything like that, but you can instead go to the description, and I've got a couple of the products featured in this video listed down below to make it convenient for you to purchase, and by using these links, you'll also help support me by providing me a small commission. So I'll leave you on that note. I better get back to painting my Raven Guard up and work on the next video. And I look forward to hearing from you guys about what you're working on and your idea for Raven Guard conversions. That is all for now. Thank you for watching again, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.